Let's master the 13 pronunciations of the letter A. Hi, I'm Rebecca, a speech therapist, author, and global educator. Let's get right into number 1. The first and most common pronunciation of the letter A is ah. For the ah sound, the jaw is dropped open. The back and the middle of the tongue are down, feeling the back of your oral cavity widening as you spread your lips into a smile. Ah, 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 ah. Let's practice. Had, at, have, that, has, last, fast. Now there are some weird spellings for this ah sound. An example is plaid, so be careful of the spelling AI. We also have the word daiquiri and an AU spelling with the word laugh. Let's try in a more difficult task. Let's try some phrases. Practice along after me and feel your ah pronunciation. That map. At last. Had my back. Has a bat. Fast track. Plaid hat. Laugh at that. If you've got that, let's try it in an even more difficult task in sentences. Repeat after me. The cat sat on the black mat. Don't laugh at my plaid skirt. He had to grab a glass of milk. The actor's last show was captivating. Jack packed his backpack and ran to catch the bus. The second sound that the A is pronounced as is A. This is the symbol in IPA. This is a diphthong vowel sound, meaning there are 2 vowels to pronounce. Start with an eh. We start with a slightly open jaw position. Your tongue is in a middle forward position with a slight smile. Eh. Then we transition to the E sound, moving that middle of the tongue up toward the palate. A. For spelling, you'll typically see that A with a consonant and an E at the end. Let's practice some words. Take. Make. Shape. Place. Cake. Bake. Age. Page. This pronunciation is also common in able words or words that end in able, especially if they're stressed. Able. Cable. Table. Enable. The A is also common in AY spelled words, as in pay, weigh, stay, day, and say. There are some other exception spellings where that A is spelled with EA. So words like great, steak, and break. Here are some other A words that are pronounced as A. Radio, favorite, April, agent, angel, and basil. There are 2 pronunciations of basil as well. If you prefer to say basil, that is another option. Let's practice in phrases. Repeat after me. Make a cake. Stable table. Able agent. Favorite page. A great day in April. Let's try some more difficult sentences. Find the A sound and repeat after me 2 times. If you need more practice, just rewind that section and practice some more. She wants to make a special cake for her friend's birthday. Can you shape the clay today? The baker decided to bake in a new place. As we age, our tastes often change. The radio station played her favorite song. Now, if you've liked this video even a tiny little bit so far and you think you've learned something, I get paid in likes. So if you press that little thumbs up mitten hand guy, that's how I know I've done something right here and I've taught you something that's useful. So thank you. The third pronunciation of the A letter is ah. This is the symbol in IPA. For ah, the sound is pronounced with an open jaw. The middle and back of your tongue are in a low back position in your oral cavity. Your lips are in a very open and relaxed position, not smiling, but not tensely rounded in any way. Ah. Let's practice some A words that are pronounced as ah. All. Awesome. Father. Calm. Saw. Want. Wash. Watch. Yacht. There are also some ah words spelled with AU. This spelling is a little different, and later in this video, you'll actually hear about some exceptions for that AU spelling that you definitely need to know because it can be confusing. Here are some ah words spelled with AU. Auto. Audio. Autumn. Author. August. Launch. Nauseous. Caught. Taught. Pause. Fault. Cause. Sauce. Hull. Haunt. One exception word is spelled with an OA, and the word is broad. So just be aware of that exception. Let's practice in a harder task for phrases. Practice with me. That's awesome sauce. Auto launch. Father saw it all. Calmly wash the dog. Watch the yacht. Want to pause. Launch in August. Great. Let's try in a more difficult task. Find the ah sound in sentences. Repeat after me 2 times. And again, if you need to practice, just rewind the section to get a bit more practice if needed. Father saw the awesome sunset. She wants to wash her car. He enjoys watching the autumn leaves in the fall. The auto launch event was successful. He paused to appreciate the calm yacht on the dock. Number 4, A words that are pronounced as This is the IPA symbol for in stressed syllables and stressed words. To make this sound, relax your jaw, tongue, and lips in a neutral position, with your teeth slightly apart. Just vocalize the sound Here are a few rare words in English that are spelled with an A, but are pronounced as What? Was? Because. Let's practice them in sentences. Repeat after me 2 times. What's the answer? Was it really that long ago? Because I said so. Was it because of the thunderstorms? Number 5. The letter A is also pronounced as a schwa. This is a really quick sound. This is the symbol for schwa. This sound is produced quite similarly to the previous sound, but it's produced in a much quicker way, and it's in unstressed words and unstressed syllables. Let's look at A that's pronounced as an schwa sound. The word when it's not stressed. The word when it's not stressed. Amazing. America. Canada. About. Along. Around. Another. Again. Away. Across. Ahead. Sofa. Banana. Let's try a little more difficult task in phrases. America's amazing. America and Canada. Another amazing day. About a new project. Away from the sofa. A long time ago. Again and again. Let's try in an even more difficult task in sentences. Repeat after me 2 times, and again, if you need more practice, just rewind the section and try it on your own. In America and Canada, amazing parks stretch across the landscape. It's about time we found an amazing sofa. She walked along the beach, around the bend, and across the sand. If you'd like the free ebook summarizing everything in this lesson, check out my website, proactivepronunciation.com. It will be there along with tons and tons of other resources for you. I have a book, an audiobook, video course, coaching, lots of free downloadable resources that you can just grab for yourself. They're all there for you. Now back to more pronunciations. The 6th way that the A can be pronounced is eh. This is the symbol in IPA. For this sound, the jaw is only slightly open. The middle and the back of the tongue is in a neutral, more forward position, and your lips are only slightly spread. Eh, eh. Let's practice a few words that are pronounced as eh with the A spelling. Many, any, said, says. There are also a few EA spelled word exceptions, because usually EA is pronounced as E, but not in these words. Head, heavy, heaven, breath, sweat, spread, dread, deaf, dead, realm, health, wealth, and thread. Let's practice some phrases together. It says so. Any ideas? She said yes. Heavy breath. Now for a more difficult task. Let's try sentences. Repeat after me 2 times. I don't have just any idea. I have many ideas. Any idea why she said that with a heavy breath? The paper says there aren't any heavy metals in the water. The 7th way that the A can be pronounced is with the I sound. In IPA, this is the uppercase letter I. This sound is produced with the jaw almost closed completely, very similar to E. The tongue is lowered from E though. E, eh, eh. If you let your tongue drop to a more relaxed version of E, that's a great tongue position. Eh, eh. The lips are also very neutral. A note about this pronunciation of A words. Each of these I pronunciations, could also be reduced even further to a schwa. So you may hear a combination of either sounds or for any of these words. So you can choose the version that you like. We can organize that pronunciation in spellings in a few different word endings. Many words that end in age suffixes are pronounced with I. Let's practice. Manage, damage, mileage, image, sausage. Also, some ate suffix words are pronounced with that sound, although these are exceptions. Usually they're pronounced as ate, but in these they're not. Climate, private, legitimate, chocolate, delicate, desperate, immediate, certificate. Lastly, AIN suffix words are pronounced as I. Let's practice. Captain, villain, bargain, certain, curtain, fountain or fountain, mountain or mountain, Britain or Britain. A few other notable words are portrait and ocean. Let's practice some phrases. Manage damage. Private certificate. Captain's bargain. immediate image. Chocolate and sausages. Let's try something a bit more difficult with sentences. Repeat after me 2 times. Again, if you need more practice, definitely rewind so that you really master this. He needed to manage the damage caused by the ocean. The car's high mileage suggests it had been driven a lot. She captured the perfect image of the mountain. She took an immediate liking to the delicate artwork. The captain admired the portrait of the famous villain. The fountain in the park is a popular spot for visitors. The 8th way that A can be pronounced is I. This is the symbol. This is a diphthong vowel sound, so there are 2 vowels to pronounce. We start with the ah, that open jaw, tongue low position, and relaxed open lips. Ah. Then transition to the E sound, moving that middle of the tongue right up towards the palate with a spreading lips, kind of like a smile. I. Try fast. I. You will really only see this in a couple words that are spelled with AI. So let's take a look at some of those weird, strange exception words. Aisle. Chai. Naive. Samurai. Shanghai. Let's try some phrases. Wide aisle. Chai latte. So naive. Samurai sword. Moving to Shanghai. Let's try some sentences. Repeat after me 2 times. He ordered a chai latte to drink in the aisle of the coffee shop. She was so naive, she didn't notice it was an ancient samurai sword. They're moving to Shanghai next month for a job opportunity. The 9th way the letter A can be pronounced is O. This is the IPA symbol for O. You may also see this. This pronunciation of A is not widely discussed. It occurs in another exception of the AU spelling. So let's take a look at some really strange words where that A is pronounced as O. The typical situation is in AU spelling. Again, these are more the exception than they are the rule. They occur in many French origin words, specifically. To produce this sound, focus on rounded lips. O. The jaw is slightly open. Aura. Dinosaur. Stegosaurus. Thesaurus. Chauffeur. Bow. Foe. Plateau. Bureaucrat. Chauvinism. A is also pronounced as O in OA combinations, such as soap, road, coat, goal, and toast. Let's try some sentences to practice. The Stegosaurus is a dinosaur. I'll use a thesaurus for the word aura. That's a faux leather mauve couch. That's a really broad road. Remember broad earlier? But you're too smart. You probably caught it. The 10th way that the letter A can be pronounced is oo. The symbol for oo is this. This sound is pronounced with a neutral jaw. The back of the tongue is raised quite high and close to the palate on the roof of the mouth. And essentially the most important thing is that the lips are fully rounded. Ooh, ooh. The A is pronounced as oo in one instance and other uses of the base word beauty. So words like beautiful and beautician. Let's practice. She's a beautiful beautician. The 11th way that the letter A can be pronounced is ow. Ow. This is the IPA symbol for ow. This is also a diphthong vowel. The first vowel sound is similar to that ah sound, with the jaw open, tongue low, and lips retracted to an open smile. Ah. The sound then transitions as we round our lips very tightly and the back of the tongue goes high. Ow. Ow. Let's practice a few words where the A is pronounced as ow. Flautist, schnauzer, sauerkraut. Let's try a sentence. The schnauzer ran after the flautist with the sauerkraut in his hand. The A can also be pronounced as E. This is the IPA symbol for E. The E sound includes the jaw being fully closed. The middle of the tongue is very high and close to the palate or the roof of the mouth. And the lips are spread into a smile position. Now let's look at a few examples. The typical pronunciation of EA is E. The other pronunciations have been discussed under that eh and the A sections. So go back if you need a refresher. Tea, eat, ear, pea, year, each, team, and near. Now let's practice. Each year, the team eats pizza after their games. I'm going to make this a little more difficult. Let's throw in a few exception pronunciations of EA. Lifting these heavy weights is making me sweat. You did a great job. You deserve a break. The bear was heavy after eating pears. And the 13th way that A is pronounced in English is when it's dropped. In English, the A is dropped entirely in a few circumstances. Let's look at a few. The suffix ually. So in this case, the A is usually dropped. Take a look at some examples. Usually, actually, eventually, gradually, individually, manually, virtually. Similarly, you'll see words that end in cally. In this case, the A is dropped. Let's look at some examples. Automatically, basically, logically, ethically, vertically, alphabetically. Other dropped A's are exception words like separately or separate, as well as comfortable. Let's practice. Repeat after me 2 times. She usually completes all of her meetings virtually. I prefer when it's done automatically rather than manually. Actually, his process was completed logically and ethically. There's a secret to the A pronunciation that I'm sure nobody's ever told you before. Now, you might have noticed that the word ran started to sound a little different than the other A words. The secret is that when A is followed by a nasal sound, any nasal sound such as N, M, or NG, there's an anticipatory effect. We're anticipating that we pull our velum down for that nasal sound, so the vowel before that nasal sound receives a slightly nasal effect. In IPA, that nasalized effect is a little squiggle mark. Looks like this. Listen to how that A sounds a little bit different in pal versus pan. This is due to the velum pulling down and anticipating for the nasal sound. If you're practicing A, just pronounce it as normal, and any nasality will occur naturally. Just know it's something that happens and something that naturally occurs. Let's listen to how that A pronunciation feels a bit more nasal. Man, dance, advance, example, hand, land, plan, can't, and, animal, answer. This also happens with nasalized ANK and ANG sounds like thank, sang, rang, slang, bank, and mango. Let's try a few nasal A sounds in sentences. Sandy bought a fancy handbag. The teacher handed back the exams. The man planned to go to the Grand Canyon. She planted flowers and expanded her garden. The bank manager demanded an answer. Thank you for the mangoes. Here is a bonus secret. A few words that you really should know that can be pronounced in a few different ways. In these cases, you can just choose which one you like the best. data or data. Data pronounced as a or a. Basil or basil. Apricot or apricot. The first syllable can be like a as in apple or a like ape. Mauve or mauve. Mauve as in rhyming with that no vowel, or as in the vowel in on. The word caramel can be pronounced with the K sound, caramel, or caramel, which is actually deleting one of the syllables and separating it into two instead. For some super practice, let's try all of the A pronunciations together. Write down the words you struggle with and focus on those pronunciations when you practice this video each day for the rest of the week. If you want to master these, it is important to review a couple times to get familiar. Find the vowel pronunciation of A. Take that plaid hat to my favorite yacht in the ocean. What was it that your father said about his health again? The villain managed to steal the flautist's chai latte. Basically, she feels the most beautiful when she's comfortable. Repeat this video 1 or 2 times a day for a week to become really familiar with these exception pronunciations in English for the letter A. If you'd like the free ebook summarizing everything in this lesson, check out my website, proactivepronunciation.com. It's in the link below. It will be there along with tons and tons of resources for you. I have a book, an audiobook, video course, coaching, and lots of downloadable resources that you can just grab for free. And if you're like a lot of people I work with who struggle but want to master English pronunciation at a really high level, then you're definitely not going to want to miss this difficult vowel playlist. Click there and thank me later. You definitely don't want to miss that one. I'll see you there.